She misses Pascal already. Guess where I found her? His side of the bed. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Isn't that right?
Guilty as charged.
Hi everyone, Miranda here and welcome to my March and April book haul. I'm very excited about the book haul this month because I ended up hauling a grand total of 21 books. As you probably have seen, the last couple of months I haven't been hauling as many books. So this month it's very exciting because I have 21 books to show you. Most of the books that I hauled this month were physical, but I also hauled some ebooks as well. So let's just get into it. What did I haul these last 2 months? Firstly, I ended up hauling one of BookTube's most favorite book, Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. You probably know the other books that come within this kind of trilogy, Anna and the French Kiss and also Lola and the Boy Next Door. I am just so happy to finally have this book. I have read Anna and the French Kiss, however I haven't read Lola and the Boy Next Door yet. Isla has had a crush on Josh since their first year at the School of America in Paris.
Get it off, just ask me out already. Just get up the nerve and just do it.
And after a chance encounter in Manhattan over the summer break, romance might be closer than she imagined. Set against the stunning backdrops of New York, Paris, and Barcelona, this is a gorgeous, heart-wrenching, and irresistible story of true love and a perfect conclusion to the Stephanie Perkins beloved series. Last time I ended up hauling the first book in this series, which was Poison Study, so I hauled the second book and that was Magic Study. I still have to read this series, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I ended up hauling the last book in the Spellcaster trilogy, Sorceress by Claudia Gray. I still need to get on this trilogy, I know. But when I saw this in store, I'm like, it's the final book, I have to grab it. And the fact that I have all of them, like they're somewhere back there, but they're all the same size. Half Wild, the sequel to Half Bad. I should be doing this. I read Half Bad when it first came out and I had kind of mixed thoughts on it. So Half Wild, this should be an interesting sequel. I'm excited to read this and see how it compares to the first book. I've heard a lot of good things be said about it. But what I do love about these books are the covers. Sully Green has wonderful covers. I love this. Dreamfire is the next book I hold. I wanted to read this book for quite a while. Look at this cover. I would have loved this book in hardcover so bad, but you know, Australia.
The capital of soft covers.
Every nightmare needs a hero. Unlike most 17-year-olds, Jocelyn has a duty to enter the dream universe we all share and defeat nightmares. To fail is to release those nightmares into the world. But despite Josh's reputation as a dream-walking prodigy, she's haunted by her mistake. A lapse in judgment and the death of someone she loved has left her doubting. Now she's been assigned an apprentice, a boy whose steady gaze appears to see right through her, and she's almost as afraid of getting close to someone again as she is of getting them killed. Then strangers with impossible powers begin appearing in the dream. It isn't just Will that Josh has to protect. It's the whole world. Bloody hell, this girl must have the pressure. Whisper of Dead. Whoa. Alexandra. I love that spelling of the name. Holy moly. Alexandra. Okay, so this is the second book in the Lovegrove Legacy. The first one is Breath of Frost, which I have over there. And yeah, when the second one came out, I'm like, I have to get that. Love Rosie. This was originally published as Where Rainbows End, and I always, ever since seeing the movie, wanted to get the book. So it's a story about love and how life gets in the way. Best friends since forever, Rosie and Alex have shared their hopes, dreams, and fears. An awkward moment, 818, one missed opportunity enlightens them, pulling in different directions. Although they stay in touch, misunderstanding circumstances and sheer bad luck seem to be conspiring to keep them apart. Can they gamble everything, even their friendships, on true love? It's such, oh my god, I love the movie so much. So I cannot wait to read the book. Red Rising. Oh my god, I've heard so many people talk about this, so when I picked this up in the bookstore, I'm just like, BookTube, I have this book. The Earth is dying.
It's a line I've heard so many times.
Darrow is a red, a miner in the interior of Mars. His mission is to extract enough precious elements to one day tame the surface of the planet and allow humans to live on it. Reds are humanity's last hope, or so it appears, until the day Darrow, I hate his name, but it's all a lie, that Mars has been habitable and inhabited for generations by a class of people calling themselves the Golds, a class of people who look down at Darrow and his fellows as a slave labour to be exploited and worked to death without a second thought. Until the day Darrow, with the help of a mysterious group of rebels, disguises himself as a Gold and infiltrates their command school, intent on taking down his oppressors from the inside. The second book in The Winner's Curse, The Winner's Crime, these covers just keep getting more gorgeous, I tell you. Oh, I wish I had these books in hardcover as well. I also bought the second in The Jump, which is Crash. I like to thank Amy and Ali Money for sending me the last book in the Every trilogy. Every Move. I did a review on this and I'll link it down below. Ali Money is just amazing. She's an Australian author. I have a review on the first book of this trilogy, which is Every Breath, and I'll leave it down below as well. Get on this. It's about crime-fighting teenagers. I also met Ali Money. I went to her Every Move launch. She signed my book. This is so cool. She's like, Miranda, with lots of love and finally get to meet you. Take care and stay awesome, Ali Money. I also purchased Cartel. It's by Lily Germain.
Not German.
How much is a life worth? Daughter of a drug lord. You know what? I should say this. I should say this like the character would say. I grew up in Colombia. The daughter of a drug lord. Till one day, a drug went horribly wrong and everything came crashing down around. I was given away. I paid for my father's mistake. My freedom. The Gypsy Brothers Motorcycle Club became my new owners and I did everything I could to survive. But falling in love with the man who owned me wasn't part of the plan. The next book, I would love to thank Penguin Random House Australia for sending me to do as an ARC review copy. Don't fall on me. And that is Girl Underwater. I love this book. I have a review on it coming very soon. It's a story about survival. It's about this girl called Avery. One day she's in a plane crash and the only survivors of this plane crash are her, this guy called Colin, which is on like the swim team with her, and also these three little boys. They have to survive out in the middle of nowhere till they get rescued. And also as this is happening, like it's kind of 3 points of view, but they're all Avery's. You have Avery as this disaster is happening, Avery after the disaster, so what happens in the aftermath, and Avery's memories of before the disaster. I highly enjoyed it, and yeah, just very different from what I'm used to reading, but very good. The last physical book I ended up pulling was Red Queen. BookTube's most talked about book. I have mixed reviews about this book. To some extent, I really loved it, but to some extent, I hated it as well. I'm just in two minds. Society is divided up by blood. You have your reds and you have your silvers. The silvers are like really pale, they have powers, they're like gorgeous. They kind of rule society. They're the kings and queens and all that stuff. And then you have your reds, and the reds are like blood, like what we have, blood running through our veins. The servants. So basically, reds are communists ruled by silver elites in possession of godlike superpowers, and it follows the character of Ma. She's 17 years old, red girl. What happens is she discovers that she suddenly has powers, but she has red blood. So what is it that makes her really unique and special? She's kind of trapped because if everyone ends up knowing that she has this ability while being a red, trouble can strike. So she's kind of betrothed to the youngest son, the king, and yeah, basically when she likes the other son, and it's just this big thing. I'll talk more about it in my review that I have coming, but I'm very mixed about it.
But it does have a gorgeous cover.
Now for the ebooks. Firstly, I got Defenseless by Eliza Day. Now she is one of my fellow booktubing friends, so she ended up writing the Diamond Girls trilogy about an all-star cheerleading team, and every single book in the trilogy follows a different girl in that team. The books deal with like real life problems and all that stuff. When I was given the very first book, X Factor, I was just like, oh awesome, and Eliza has given me every book since, so thank you so much. You don't have to read these books in order because everyone follows like a different girl, but it's good to read it from the start because sometimes the girls from the other books make appearances and you just kind of know the characters a bit better. I did a review on this and I'll leave it down below as well. This one follows Claire, and you know, Claire's whole life revolves around being in the team. One day this tragic accident happens within the team that rocks everyone, and then Claire finds, you know, inspiration, something like that, from the person that she least expected called Riker. And Riker kind of comes from a very troubled past, so it's like, how can these two, you know, work together? Sweet Sleep by Kim Cormack. This book interested me by the covers. First off, look at that cover. It looks like really gruesome and really weird and really just...
What the hell's going on?
I haven't read this yet, it's still in my TBR pile. What would you do if you discovered that everything you've ever known to be your reality was a lie? If the things that go bump in the night, things you thought were different, are a figment of your wild imagination, are in fact very real? Would you live your life differently if you knew you were going to be corrected? Erased from this world sometime around your 16th birthday. You and your twin sister were never meant to be born. There will be no place to run, no place to hide. You won't even know they're coming. Do you have what it takes to survive? You're correct. Do you have what it takes to leave your humanity behind? If your answer is yes, then hold on tight. It's going to be one hell of a ride. Got that to do by the author, and I'll have a review on that coming very soon. Next book I received, here's the cover of it there, but if I open it up, it won't let me see the cover and everything. But that's One Grey Year, and I still haven't read this. I've got to read it along with some other review copies. It's an epic, thought-provoking tale of reincarnation, love, and the struggle of good against evil. And that's what really got me to want to review this. The fact that it has reincarnation, because I love reincarnation and I believe in it. Marcus has been reincarnated an exhausting number of times. It is his duty to protect the Earth's most sacred, long-standing secret. But when he consumes a serum that allows him to retain his memory from one lifetime to the next, Marcus condemns himself to thousands of years of torment, loneliness, and searching. Desperate to prove his memories of his soulmate, and unsure as to whether or not he was ever truly meant to be an emissary, Marcus struggles span lifetimes through ancient Greece, Egypt, and empires and all that stuff. He has all these stories to tell, and it's an ancient mystery and an epic love story for the ages. I'd like to thank the two authors, Tamara and Rennie, for sending me this book to do. Past Fall by C.V. Dressman. This looked like a great read as well, and I will be reading it very soon. The coastal town of Stonecrest is an isolated haven for nursing wounds and hiding secrets. It can cure a heart or crush it. 17-year-old Nathera Kari sees her curse as a death sentence, or at least a sentence of exile. But Sarah has experienced death before and survived it. She has felt alone the last year of her life and endured that too. Accidentally uncovering her secret, she becomes the cold light of hope and a monster to be feared by others. She wants to save herself and those she holds most dear. She'll have to balance the scales of who she is against what she must become, and life versus love. I also ended up getting this book, Zali Movie Star by Emma Jambold. She found me via Goodreads, so thank you so much. It's about this girl called Sally Luna, and she's being cast in her first big movie. She starts working with her co-star Oliver, and she's like, oh shit, I've never been kissed. And she's soon gonna have to kiss this Oliver on screen. She wants to get some kissing practice in before it happens. It looked really cute, so I'm like, I have to review this. So definitely I'll make sure, do not worry, all the books that I'm talking about now I will be reviewing, and I will be talking about more in detail once I've read them. Killer by Sue Ellen Pashley, and I ended up getting this by, Penguin Random House Australia. This tells the story of Nick. Nick isn't a romantic till he sets eyes on Grace. And Grace isn't looking for any sort of relationship. But one night, Nick ends up saving her. And the real question is, who is Nick? What's he hiding? They end up falling in love and all that stuff. It's a really, really great read, and I highly enjoyed it, and I'll make sure to leave the review that I did for it down below. I also ended up hauling Stacey Marie Brown, Darkness of Light. Mark My Words gave me this, so thank you so much. And this was an interesting read. It's about the girl called Ember, and she's been really bullied. She's been called, witch, psycho, this, that, the other, because she has different coloured eyes, weird hair.
The whole everything is just going really badly for her.
This accident at school, and she ends up in this facility for troubled teenagers. There she meets this guy called Ali, who's hot and dangerous, and they have this whole love-hate relationship. She finds out the truth about herself and what she is, and It is a great read. I enjoyed it, and I did a review on that, and I'll also leave that down below, so make sure you go check that out. These and those are the books that I ended up hauling these last 2 months. Tell me what you hauled down below, or if you've read any of these gorgeous books. Did you like them? Did you hate them? What were your thoughts about them? I am Miranda. Thank you so much for watching. Next haul video will be for May and June. Yeah, May and June. See ya!